is your favorite Valentine's Day candy?
Chocolate.
Any special kind of chocolate?
The pure chocolate one.
Ooh, pure chocolate.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Archie and I had planned on being married on Valentine's Day. We had dated for a year. However, it occurred during Lent, so that was out for us. So we went out on February 7th, 46 years ago, and had a marvelous wedding. It was 27 degrees below zero with the wind chill. There had been a storm the week before, but that Friday night was clear and cold. My bridesmaid wore long underwear under her dress because it was just so good. But it was an evening wedding because his family were all farmers, and so therefore they couldn't make it during the day. So we had a marvelous time. At one point somebody came out with, "Will two of you please go home so we can go home?" But we were having such a good time.
Oh.
So it was just like Valentine's Day to us.
Oh, what a wonderful story. Thank you for sharing.
Shall I start from the beginning when we got married, or
Sure.
okay, or how I met my cuff, and then, okay. Well, we weren't, my sister and I weren't allowed to go anywhere, and the neighbor's hired man came one afternoon and asked my dad if we could go with him to Bluestone. And that's the first time since we were out of high school. We had to stay home. My dad always said, stay home when we asked to go somewhere. So he took us, we went to Bluestone, and there I was talking with a group of girls that I knew, and there I saw Cliff standing at a little distance looking at me, and I said, that guy is going to come and ask me to dance. We had eye connection, and sure enough, he came. Bluestone was a big dance hall in Bellevue, and we danced, and that night was the night before Lent started, and then it was raining that night, and I thought, oh, the roads are so bad, for him to go. I'll take the best way I know. So I went down Alloway Avenue, and then went down Webster Street and come down G. I mean, way out of the way, but there were better roads. And by the time I got home, we were acquainted. We talked. I showed him where my grandpa lived on Webster, his farm. And so we exchanged it. He asked for a date, and Sunday, and we went to a movie. And we saw that, and then he kept asking for more dates, and that's how we started. We went together about 2 years, and then he asked, I would marry him. I said, sure. And and then we were married August 28th, and it was a very, very hot day, and it was in the 90s, and everything went wrong at the wedding. It rained in the morning, and then our well went dry, and my dad had to go to one of our other farms, and he had to get water. It was from a cow. It was a pre-running well, and he had to fill milk cans, so the cooks had water to cook it and wash the dishes. Oh, it was terrible that day. It was so terrible hot. And I didn't, to begin with, my dad didn't like that when we got married, because he thought I should stay home and help with the farm. And he said, and my sister got married 6 weeks after I did, and we did have to get married, but she wanted to get married too, so my dad had 2 weddings coming in a row.
Oh, wow.
and So, and I don't even remember a lot of things happening on my wedding day. I was so worried about everything.
Yeah.
So I was so glad when the evening came. Then we went to Bluestone and had our wedding dance. There was 3 other couples that had their dance there too that night. So it was really a filled building with all the people there. And then my husband had bought a little home on Bellevue Street. It was supposed to be a garage, but it was made into a little home.
Oh, nice.
And so we lived there a couple years. And then we had our oldest daughter, Mary. And so the house was too small, so we moved out in the country and got a little land there. We had a garden, chicken, and so by that time, then Alice came along and Christine and Larry. That house was small too, so we had to move because we were running out of room. And then so we found a place on Highway 29 in Bellevue. We had more land, and we had started a little hobby farm there. And my husband worked at the paper mill. It's different, he had different shifts. And so, so it was, the children had a place to play. There was big maple trees out back. They had sand piles, and they were good. I can say my family, they were good children. They never had broken bones or never were sick or anything. So, and I don't know, whenever we did anything was with the family. We had picnics and we took little trips, and the children always came along. So we always worked together, and planned things together. And then after the children were left home, we went traveling around through the country. We went to about 48 states.
Nice.
But we took a cousin and her husband along, and they were always our traveling companions because we had the same interests, and we got along so good together. And I don't know, to have a long marriage. We were married 71 years when my husband died. And you forgive little things that happened. You don't dwell on that. You always think, well, tomorrow will be a better day or something, And we always agreed on everything, anything financial or, it seems like we had the same interests. You have to have some of the same interests, but you got to let your partner do what he wants to, And he loved playing cards, and when he was older, after he retired from Procter & Gamble, he was 60 then, and he always played once a week across the road at the VFW with the veterans, and he looked forward to that. And then we always went to a lot of card parties too, when the children were younger, on a Sunday night to different churches that had card parties, because my husband was a very good card player. I wasn't, because I didn't try. I liked it, being with people, but my husband was a very good card player, and he enjoyed those card games, so we went. But then, like I said, we had our own interest when he go back to playing with the vets. When he'd go, then I went to oil painting classes, that day I did my thing, what I wanted to do, and I liked to craft, so then I would go shopping and get my yarns and threads, and then I'd do my thing that day,
So I guess you could say the true meaning of love is kind of communicating and
being not holding a grudge. If you hold a grudge, or that doesn't make
doesn't make for a happy home, does it?
No. It's you have to work together in a marriage to make it work. That's just like a team of horses. When one doesn't pull, the other one can't pull the load alone, you know. So, yeah.
That's a good comparison, a team of horses to marriage.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, that's right. No, and I said, church, your religion means a lot to you, and it means you follow your vows that you took when you got married, you know, and taking care of sickness and health, and so that's the way our life was.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing.
I hope